and now it's over there being cute. I love when the guy is down bad. Hello.
What's up, kids?
In this video, we are going to be reading Powerless and The Cruel Prince. And the entire video is all about starting new fantasy series, even though we have no business doing this, but we're obsessed now, so we figured we might as well just jump on in. Other updates, I added this cute little moment to the corner of our room, and I'm obsessed with her. Obsessed. It's kind of like the vibes of like the genres of books, you know, like fantasy, sci-fi, and then we have like classical vibes, and then we got romance vibes, and then we got historical fiction / mystery vibes. I don't know. I wanted to use a bunch of the journaling stuff that we had sitting around, so I made it into one big collage, and now it's over there being cute. What else do I have to update? I know what I have to say. To anyone that watches my videos for my reading journal, I am so sorry, because here's the thing. Will I continue reading journaling? Will I continue journaling? Yes. I've quickly become addicted to Notion. But now it has me in a chokehold. I am obsessed. I originally was only gonna do my like YouTube planning, personal like agenda in it. I made like a cute little homepage and have all my little videos and my personal calendar and everything. And then I started getting obsessed with the idea of doing my reading journal in there. So it's not done yet, and I'm gonna wait until I'm done with it to make a decision on if I'm gonna like fully switch or not. But I've just been feeling not as like inspired to do my reading journal in the good notes, even though I really like everything I've done with it. I just feel like it's something that I have to like remind myself to do, whereas so far with Notion, it's more like my speed, I guess, in terms of like what I'm wanting out of it. So I don't know. I might end up staying with good notes with my reading journal. Literally spent hours. I'm the kind of girl that goes to bed at like 8, 9 p.m., you know, like sharp. After that point, I am useless. Literally useless. I was up until midnight alone. Sam had gone to bed hours prior, and I was just like, I will definitely be showing it to you guys when I'm done, but I may be switching over. And I put so much time and effort into my freaking reading journal, and I made a video about it, and I know that people have liked it, and I'm sorry. I didn't know this was gonna happen to me. I didn't see it in my future. This is a book that we're reading right now, Powerless, by, what is this? Roberts, Simon and Schuster? I don't know who did
Simon and Schuster Roberts. Lauren Roberts.
Lauren Roberts. Lauren Girly Pop. I don't know who Simon and Schuster are.
I think they're the publishers.
I love them for that. That's super cute of them. What are you thinking in terms of rating right now?
Say 4.
I'm leaning towards a 3.5 right now.
Yeah, I think that's where I'm like going right. That's where I'm at right now. Yeah.
I really like Kai. I think he's a great character. I think Kit is a good addition. That's his brother. And I feel like their differences yet similarities are like good. And like the main girl, Peyton, I actually like her as a main character. I like that from the very start, they're like, she's ordinary and just trying to fight for her life. Because I hate when they're like, oh my god, she's so amazing, and then she's the worst, you know? But they already started off your expectations low by saying she's not that cool, you know? And now, like, everything she's done since, how much she's fighting, and her ability to take care of herself, and her surviving and everything like that has just been like an addition rather than being, okay, lame.com, you don't have any powers, you know? The premise was good. We're gonna keep reading. I'll show you my Dee. Oh my god. It is 10:47 at night, and we've been reading for
2 hours.
I definitely like it. The only thing I don't like about it is I feel like it's so similar to the Hunger Games that I just can't not think that. And even though them having powers is enough to make things different enough, like a little bit,
Yeah.
I just keep thinking about how similar it is. So basically, if you don't know what this is, this book is about people who are either they have powers or they don't. And so the people that have powers are the people that are like elites, they are in royalty, they have better lives in general. And then as you get to lesser and lesser powers, you get less money, live in a slum. And then there are people with no powers called the ordinary, and they are supposed to be being eradicated. So whenever they're discovered, they're killed, you know? So we have an ordinary who's the main girl, and the prince with the best power, like in all the land, and they're going to be in this like these games that are really similar to the Hunger Games, you know, where they're like fighting to the death and like they're picked. And other than that, it's good. I definitely think the romance between them is going to be good. I don't know how much longer we're going to keep reading. It's getting good. It's getting good. It's getting so good. Ooh. Even though it kills me the entire time I'm reading it, I love me a slow burn.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it literally destroys me. Like the build-up and the anticipation kills me.
Yes.
It's killing me. It's killing me. But this author is doing it so well. She's killing me. Oh my god. Am I ready? No. Oh my god, I'm skimming. I need to just slow it down. Are you joking me? Are you joking me? I haven't been slaughtered by a buildup of romance in so long.
Slaughtered.
I have been slaughtered. Wow.
What page are you on?
I'm not telling you. Slaughtered. Because the other romances that we've read have been good. Like the fantasy romances that we've been reading have been good. But it's like, the buildup was not...
Yeah.
Like, the buildup was fine, but it wasn't like this.
This is... Oh.
This is like this is the kind of buildup where every single little smidgen of eye contact, you're like...
Yeah.
Whereas the other book, I'm more just, like, annoyed. Like, oh, just get over with already.
Yeah.
You know? But, like, this is done so well.
Yeah. I agree.
That I'm just, like, thoroughly impressed.
We're on
and,
the
like...
edge of our seat waiting.
Rather than being annoyed, I'm just, like, eat it up.
Yeah.
Gobbling.
Goblin.
I'm gobbling and then being slaughtered. Oh. Okay. I thought I lost my page. The fear. I love when the guy is down bad. So we finished Powerless. Finished it last night, like late last night. Probably around like 11 something.
Yeah.
Wow.
A lot happened at the end.
A lot happened at the end. The end was definitely...
Whirlwind.
Yeah, whirlwind. It's a good describer. Where all of a sudden I was like, what is going on?
Yeah.
The second book is definitely like an anticipated release. I have it written down when it comes out. I think it's like July 2nd. That feels right. So we don't have to wait too long. A little annoying at times because it's very much Hunger Games vibes.
Yeah,
like,
but if that's your jam.
Yeah,
like...
if you like that and it doesn't bother you how similar it is, and you kind of want like another story that feels like that, I definitely recommend reading that book. We rated this a 4. Now we're gonna go into reading The Cruel Prince because the entire point of this video was to start more fantasy series that we have no business starting because we already have so many. So we're gonna pick this next.
Is this a trilogy, right? Or a duo?
I think so. I think it's a trilogy, honestly.
I'm for sure it's the second book.
I really don't know. This is another thing that her sister recommended, so I'm sure it's gonna end in my heartbreak.
I don't think she's ready yet, though.
No, I don't think so either. Oh, there's like these cute little mushrooms. I love that.
Just $3, and then there's a 1.5 as well.
These 0.5ers, man. Just get it all done when it's supposed to. Apparently, it's like a girl who her parents are murdered, and she goes and is a human living in like the Fae world.
Mm-hmm.
And then she wants to be like a part of their society, and she has to like go against this prince. So that's what this is about. So we're gonna read this next. Hopefully it doesn't take us too long, because I think it was what, in the 300s.
Yeah, shorter than what we just read. So
yeah, so we literally have to start and finish this book today because I'm bad and I didn't plan this out accordingly, and I have to edit all this tomorrow and post it. We're gonna start reading this. Hopefully, wish us luck. It's good because we need to like blow through this. So if we don't read this instantaneously, we're kind of screwed. So we're gonna read it. I don't like it. I'm on page 92. I just can't stand it. Okay, when I think of fantasy or want to read fantasy, I am not thinking of goblins and like elves and, you know, like...
Yeah, like that side of fantasy.
I'm not thinking of that. I know that's obviously part of it. We've been reading books thus far that have the Fae world in them, and it just hasn't gone this deep, and that's what I prefer. I prefer when it's like magic powers, some fae, and maybe some like spooky looking creatures that are bad. But when it starts going on about like the goblins, whatever the heck, I'm like, no ma'am.
It's just not our jam.
Yeah.
It might be your jam, but it's not ours.
Yeah. It's so blurry. Well, there we go. But it's just not it, you know? Like, I am just not the vibe. I'm not vibing right now.
Yeah.
And so this book is like that, where there's goblins, and I keep saying goblins, but there are more things than just goblins. All the kind of stuff that's higher fantasy to me.
Mm-hmm.
And one, it just confuses me, because rather than like already trying to piece together like a whole world, and now I'm trying to figure out like what some of these words even mean. I don't know. I just am not liking it. And then if who we think that she's gonna be with ends up being who she's gonna be with, it's ridiculous. Like, he is so mean to her, and it's not just regular banter back and forth of like grumpy and enemies to lover. Like, this is not like, oh, we don't really like each other. It's like, I'm trying to actively kill you, and I'm just the most awful human, well, awful fae in the whole world, where he's just like sick and twisted. What, now we're gonna have to buy into some romance soon? Like, I'm not seeing it. I'm not feeling it. Even if there's some like big, like, this is the why he was like this, you know? Like, if there's some story behind it and he didn't mean it and blah blah blah, I'm still gonna be like, nah man, I could not forgive you. And I'm only 92 pages in, and I'm like, I would never forgive him for what he has done thus far. We have been avoiding it literally all day. We started reading it, got 20 to 30 pages in, and we both were like, absolutely not, and proceeded to leave the house and go on errands we had no business going on. We're dragging our feet because we didn't want to read this book. We do try to give books a fair shot.
Yeah. It's just hard when you don't even like the world. If the characters were way more compelling, then we could like get past the world.
I don't know. If I was gonna really take the time to jump into like a high fantasy scenario, I would not be picking a YA fantasy.
Yeah.
You know? It would be more worth it. The book has high ratings. I've seen it kind of everywhere. It's the reason that we know about it in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to give it its fair shot. I don't want to DNF it yet. If we weren't making videos, we would have DNF'd it by now, probably. Yeah. It's not terrible. It's just like meh. And when we have so many other books that we're like really
itching to read now,
I'm like, it's just killing me.
Like right now, like our other three series now that we have waiting for us.
I mean, we can't do anything about Powerless. Powerless, we have nothing. We can't do anything about that one.
Yeah.
But
I'd rather read the third book of A Court of Thorns and Roses right now.
Yeah.
And I'd much rather read the third book of the Blood and Ash series right now than this book.
So hopefully it gets better, because I was excited about. Like, the whole point of this was starting a series that we were going to be into. We're going to keep reading. This might turn into a DNF. I'm not sure. Okay, ignore the fact that my hair is wet. I took a shower. But it is getting literally crazy. I'm not going to spoil anything. I was literally riding on the fact that this book sucked. Totally sure about my stance on it and completely like ready to either DNF it or give it like a 2. Like, I was so ready. And now I have to give it some credit for getting me so good. The plot twist that just happened, I am so impressed with not expecting any of that to go down. It's looking like it might get some points. I don't know. That might just mean a 2.5, but I started the camera so you can see my reactions because I stopped halfway through reading. But I was reading so I can get the camera going because what is going on? I'm so confused. That just took... I am so confused. Also, I did not know that there's a book 2. What? I'm gonna keep reading, probably off camera, because I am so confused. I need to gather myself before I keep talking to you guys, but I don't know. She finally finished.
Finally caught up.
Yeah, so now we're both officially done with the book.
It's definitely like intriguing, but I don't know if it's strong enough for me to go to the second book.
Yeah.
Like, I want to know what happens, but I just want to like skip the whole story and just like go to the end.
Yeah.
For the next book, you know? Like, I don't want to like...
skim it.
Yeah.
I want someone else to read it and tell me the spoilers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, the entire book, I was like, I hate you. And then the last 50 pages is so, like, what is going on that I am now intrigued.
You need to do it sooner in the book.
Yeah.
Rather than the last 50 pages.
I just can't, like, honor that. Because, like, I can't sit through another one of those books.
Yeah.
I think I settled on a 3.
Yeah. That's where I'm at too.
I think it's going to be the end because I'm going to go to the spoiler section now, but I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope that you found it interesting that we're starting a new fantasy series that we literally have no business starting. The closing statement is that we are definitely going to keep going with the Powerless series, but we probably won't be continuing the Cruel Prince. But I could see how other people might like it more if you're into that fantasy world.
Yeah.
It could have pulled you. We just both aren't into like a higher fantasy type vibe, you know? That was harder for us. The second it would talk about literally any other kind of creature, my mind was like, boo, like nothing. So I say it's a mildly successful video.
Spoilers!
Spoilers. If you're gonna stay, it's spoiler time. This book was so boring. Everything that happened at the end, I just can't, like, respect. And, like, the guy, what's his name? Carden? Prince Carden? Whatever his name is. He is so icky that, like, this romance that's building, I don't know.
I don't feel for it at all. I'm not being like, oh, yes, get her.
Yeah, no. Nothing about it makes me want to continue reading it in the sense of, like, cheering for them, regardless of like his background or her background. I both just think that they suck. Yeah. I don't like her either.
No, I don't like any of the characters, honestly. Like, there's not one character that I'm like cheering for. Yeah. At all. Yeah. Which is kind of like, haven't had a book like that in a while. Yeah. It's like there's not even one character that I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I don't like any of them. That's kind of hard. Yikes. And then the romance is crap to me. Like, I just can't stand it. I feel like they should not be together, and I really don't like her. And so the thought of the next book being her more in charge, I already hate the little bit of power that she's had thus far. She's so sneaky, so power hungry, and it's not even, I don't know, the way that she goes about things, it just seems ew. Yeah. Like, I don't like it. I'm sure they're gonna try to paint, that the author's gonna try to paint it like it's because of her trauma and it's because of his trauma, blah blah blah, but I just think they're both awful. And hate the sister. She's awful. Taryn, you're literally the worst. With
the fact that she got with Locke, yeah.
That was so gross.
I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, That was really gross. I couldn't respect that either.
Oh, the fact that she's like, I think you're gonna like him.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that was gross. So, I don't like that either. And then their like weird dad / parent murderer guy, like
that whole concept was
I don't
weird.
understand how they could even like look at him. I understand you start to like get attached or whatever. What is it called? Where you start to like get attached to your kidnapper. Whatever that's called. It's just sick. You know, like this book was just sick to me. It was like a twisted, sick book hiding behind like the YA light version.
Yeah.
And I just, the entire thing, I was like, this is gross.
So if that's your thing.
Yeah.
Not ours at all. Yeah.
Again, I see how other people can like it if they like a higher fantasy and they want something that's a higher fantasy without taking on like a ginormous like dictionary size book, because normally a lot of high fantasies are huge. So I understand like that draw towards it, and I understand if you're not like someone that really cares about the romance side of things, that you could jump into this, or if you like books that have like deceit, whereas I normally don't. Other books that we've read in the past that have had characters that are super deceitful, I just don't like them. So it's just not our jam. Not our jam.
That's alright. There's probably gonna be more books to come that are not our jam.
But
we tried. We tried. The fact that we finished the book, that was pretty good for us. We almost
the ending was like pretty crazy, but it's like, I don't know. If it takes the entire book and the last 50 pages is the only thing that matters to me, I'm like, okay, it was not worth reading. Yeah. Like, I could have just skimmed it and left it at the bookstore. I can't stand Kit, literally at all. He annoys the living crap out of me, and I wish with all my heart that he was not in the story. I can't stand him. And the fact that at the end, he has now become, like, he's in his villain era, I'm like, shut up. Literally, like, shut up. I think it's so embarrassing. The entire time he's literally whining about how he doesn't get to fight his own battles and he has to be a king and blah, blah. And I'm just like, you are the most annoying person in the whole world to me. I just can't stand him. The fact that he, like, is close with his dad, knowing that his dad is such a monster.
To Kai.
To his brother that he loves so much.
Yeah.
Like,
and he knows exactly what he's done, and then he'll still defend his father.
Yes. I'm like, ew. First
like, he doesn't like quite defend him, but it's like enough where you're like, ew. Oh, okay.
Ew. Definitely ew.
Yeah.
And now at the end that he's like, kill her, you know?
Or like, yeah, find her. Yeah.
Come on now. Bring her to me. It's like, what are you gonna do? Yeah. What are you gonna do? Yeah. Annoyed. I'm also annoyed that they made Kai, like, I don't know. I mean, obviously he walked into, like, her killing his dad, you know? Like, obviously you'd be like, whoa. But like, I don't know. To me, he was so obsessed with her. For there not to be even a moment where he's like trying to ask her what happened. He just went from like, I love you so much that I'd do anything for you, to like, I'm gonna kill you the next time I see you.
Run. Yeah.
Run. Yeah. Which is, I mean, I get it that like you could see the tearing, the way that he feels torn apart by the fact that he let her run. I don't know. I just
There's a bit more of a question of like,
because
how did this happen?
Doesn't care about his father either. No. So it's like, it's not because he's so hurt. He's just like, what the heck?
Kit makes sense because of how he was portraying the story for caring for his father.
Yes.
It's Kai that I'm like, he should have questioned something.
Yeah, he should have.
The second he saw her, like she was, it seemed like she was gonna explain something, and then
like what if
run?
What if his father had
started it?
Yeah, attacked her first, which he did.
Yeah.
I don't know. I find that annoying. The fact that he knew that his father has been like ick the entire time.
Yeah.
I'm also surprised that he doesn't remember hurting her dad.
Yeah.
Because he, in the last whatever, like if you read past like what's at the end of the book, it literally it's showing him killing her dad, and he sees the ring. He makes a comment about it.
Yeah.
Well, and then he's constantly watching her ring spin.
Yeah.
And like, he knows the story. I don't know. I'm just surprised that he does. I mean, I guess
of all of his kills, his first one probably should have been the most memorable to him.
Right. And so I'm surprised that he hasn't even registered that yet.
Because I think that would change their dynamic and make him calm down.
Yeah.
A little bit, knowing that.
I'm also very curious on how Adina even got involved. I'm sure they're going to do that in the 1.5. I'm sure like they're going to show her side of it up until that point. Otherwise, I'd be confused.
Yeah.
Because like, that was random.
Yeah, that was.
I was expecting for it to be Lenny. I thought Lenny was going to be the criminal.
That would have made a lot of sense.
That would have made more sense.
That would have. Because she still would have had the similar reaction to Lenny.
Yeah, she would have been upset.
Yeah.
And then it would have made sense that he's actually a criminal versus...
Yeah.
She didn't do anything. Weird. Unless she did. We don't know yet. The fact that they never really smooched, are you joking me? I got so mad about that. I literally, her sister.
We went through all that slow burn for that.
For nothing. Her sister is down the hall. And we all live together. She's down the hall and she read this book before us and recommended it to us. And the entire time I was Snapchatting her, talking about how I was waiting for them to freaking smooch. And then she's like, you know, not saying nothing. I mean, obviously I don't want her to spoil it for me, but she gave me nothing. Made me think that it was gonna, and then she's like, oh, you know, wait till the end. I'm thinking that the end is gonna be like this passionate, no ma'am. No ma'am. Then we finished it so late last night, I didn't have time to confront her. So then this morning, I go barging into her room and she's like laughing all evil. I was like, I'm not listening ever again when you tell me to read a book. No ma'am.
Yeah.
So mad. Rude.
That was rude. That was so rude.
Absolutely unacceptable.
And I read the wait for the second book.
I know. And I had literally told her, because she's obsessed with Fourth Wing and everything about Fourth Wing, and I am adamant about not reading Fourth Wing because I don't want to be stuck on a cliffhanger for a book that's like God knows when it's coming out, you know? I mean, I think they finally released like they released the release date, but like
we like a series to be finished.
Yeah, finished or about to be finished. Like From Blood and Ash, that is like finishing as we speak, and that's fine because there's a million books in between, but it's like 1 or 2 books, like we're gonna read that, or this. I didn't know that it was gonna be this way. I wouldn't have signed up for this. But that's all we have to say about Powerless.
Oh, we got bye.
Bye.